So today I'm here to make another coil part. I'm going to try and make this one a little bit bigger. Therefore I've made some thicker coils, so probably about twice as thick as the ones I've used in the previous videos. I might not have enough there, might just need to make one or two more to get the size I want. But let's just see how we go. So I'm going to start by preparing this base. This base is a little bit thicker, so let's just compress it a bit. Let's try and just make it as round as we can for now. So it's thick so that we can dig in and use some of this clay to bring up and join to the sides. So let's just see if I've got it in the middle of my rings on the banding wheel. I think we're okay there. So let's start popping these coils on. I'm going to do this a little bit different just to save time. I'm going to, because this coil will go round more than once, I'm going to go around more than once. Just allow me to build it a little bit quicker without snipping and joining the ends. So let's just lean over this without getting my head in the way, I think so. So I'm just going to press that in there, but I'm going to keep going round, and we'll get a pot that comes up quite quick. So I'm going to squidge the coils in as before, just using the tip of my thumb to join the bottom coil to the base, the second coil to the first coil. Then again with the inside, so just taking a little bit of clay, the curve of the clay will feel nice and soft on the tip of my thumb, so I can bring that in. And the other advantage of this clay, although this is recycled from my recycling bucket, it's a little bit firmer than the stuff I was using last time, so hopefully it'll just be a little bit easier to use and dry a little bit quicker. And then when I'm shaping the bottom of the bowl, avoiding losing the shape I want or maintaining the shape I want. So this is a bit thicker, this, it'll allow me to come up a little bit quicker. And then when I want to shape out the bowl, I've got more clay to work with, so I'm hoping that will allow me to get a bigger bowl and a little bit of a different shape this time. We'll see how we go. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So let's get the next one on. This will go around a couple of times. And right on top of the other one. And around we go. Mustn't fall into the trap of working too fast and losing sight of what I want to do. How are we doing? Have we squidged all the coils in and out? Are we staying vertical? I think so. Enough light. Has the light gone off? Have I not switched the light on? Put the light on, that might help, might it? Right, next one. I should take the end off and working too fast, not concentrating. So it's inside. So this has come up pretty quick. Pretty quick indeed. So I suppose if your coils are twice as thick, you can build twice as fast. What are we doing? Are we still vertical? I'm going to do some patting with a spatula in a bit. So I think probably once this one's gone round, that's going to be enough for me. This is how bigger this will go around twice, I think. Staying vertical, come on in, get it on top. There we go. Start squidging here. Round and round we go, squidging the coils together. We're going to do a lot more work with the serrated edge tool, and then the smooth metal tool and the wooden tool. Fingers if necessary, because at the end of the day your fingers and thumbs are perfectly good shaping tools. And there we go. So we've got, in no time at all, we've built a pot that is, where's the inches on this ruler? We built a pot that is virtually, I can't do that, 6 inches tall. I have to take my word for it. 6 inches tall, just like that. So let's get the wider wooden spatula and give it a whack, just level off all those bits on the outside. If you can't think of the right word, there's always the word bits and thing. So I'm smacking in the bits with this wooden thing. The challenge I've had, because I built it tall and it's quite narrow, is how am I going to get down on the inside? I'll work that out in a minute. Get this straight. That is for me to get it as vertical as possible, because I will be shaping the sides out. It will end up curved, but if I can start off with it as vertical as possible, I would hope then that my curve will be as even as possible. If I start off with a pot that's curved on one side and straight on the other, then it might not end up even. It might not end up even anyway. Right, okay, so what we're going to do next is use this other spatula, and which we're going to lens it up for crying out loud. There we go. The lens is that way. So this is this narrow spatula. It's got this nice curved tip, and I can use this on the inside to just smooth, to bring a bit of the bottom up, that thick bottom pad of clay that I put on the wheel, just bring that up into the sides a little bit, so that'll just stick the sides together, and then we'll just work up the sides sort of one or two at a time. Try not to bend it out, trying to keep it vertical still, because there's a danger here as you do this, you stretch the clay and it will bend out. If it does that, we can live with it, but I just want to have a bit of control over that for now. I want to knit these coils together, because at the end of the day the coil is just the assembly. You're not making your end result. You don't want really anybody to know that it was a coil pot. It's just a clay pot. It's just a seamless piece of clay. So I'm kind of actually curving this into the palm of my hand, the hollow of my hand. That's okay, you know. Can get away with that, I think. Working these coils together inside. It's getting a bit of a belly on that now, but we could always try and pop that back in. But again, not too much of a problem because I'm going to be curling the pot out. I'm going to be putting a belly in the pot anyway. So let's go back to the inside, and I think what we can do there is just use this on the inside just to take the top coils down inside a bit. But I'm going to trim this uneven edge off fairly early in the process this time. The clay's got a nice consistency today. It's a bit like melted chocolate. Looks a bit like melted chocolate. Right, let's do a bit of work with the serrated one on the outside. This will do a bit more bonding. So just using the serrated edge tool to work these coils together. Now I've made the inside a bit bigger, or a bit wider, yeah, a bit bigger. I might be able to get this inside now. I'll bring that up, bring the base up. Just making it stop being individual coils, but just one piece of clay. Push it up a bit because I've bent it out. If I bend them in, I'll make it taller. We're still in business. So, a bit more on the outside, going around and make sure, especially the top coils are bonded, because that's the one that I've found when I'm working wants to break away, because the lower ones, the actual weight of the clay above is compressing each join. Because this is one of the things you have to guard against when you're making a round pot. So you're turning it this way and that. The weight of the clay. I did a pot the other week which I thought was virtually spherical, and by the time I finished it, it was a bit like a donut. It was still quite pleasing, but it was a bit like a donut because the weight of the clay above had pushed down the weight below, and instead of it being that, it was that. If that makes any sense. Right, so we've done a bit of work on the outside, we've merged it together. It's a bit like a tulip, but I'll be okay. Let's see if we can get this inside. Now, so again, the serrated edge, using these serrated edges to blend the clay together. So taking the top in a little bit. Now I don't mind if this begins to start coming out now. I need that a bit because I can barely, I'll just about get my hand in there. Because I need to be able to do a little bit of work in the bottom of this. Don't think I'm getting my head in the way, am I now? Shut the door today, try and reduce the background noise, but it's making it flipping warm in here. So again, just making the bottom stick to the sides because we need that to be a nice curve, and we're doing alright. So, having a think about what shape I want this to be, I'm aiming that this part will not be so much a bowl that goes like that. I'm going to do it, man, like that. I want it to be like that. I want it to be like that. I want it to be round as possible at the bottom, so it rocks and spins. Nice curve at the side and comes in, so that the opening is perhaps the same as that, but the sides are out, curved, round. So let's see how we go. So let's think what we're going to do next. We're going to do just a couple more rounds with this serrated one. Just a little bit more. Move the clay around a little bit. Well, I said I was going to take this top off before I did any more, because it's, look at that, we don't want that. We want to start off with a flat top. So we're going to do the usual thing of finding the lowest point, which is about there. Going to try and use all my mind over matter to will my wrist to not move at all. And we're going to draw a line all the way around with the pointy tool. I think that's all right. Then when we go around again, we'll follow that line and we'll just try and score it all the way through until we meet daylight at the other side. There we go. So we got the top off, in the bucket it goes. So we've still got a nice thick bit of clay there to work with. Just about see where I've been into the bottom of it. And what we are now going to do is try and curve and smooth it inside. Curve and smooth it inside. So we're going to take this little fella and we're going to put him in the bottom. I'm going to try and use more of that part of it here because I want to start getting a curve. So I think I've got it reasonably central on this banding wheel. Get a little bit of a spin going with finger and thumb. So I begin to smooth something there. And I've got a little bit of a curve and a bend getting on, so that's okay. So what we have to avoid, because we're sort of stretching the clay, which is not the textbook technique, we've got to make sure that the clay doesn't pull apart, which is why it's important to work the outside in proportion to working the inside. So what I'm going to do is, now I've done a couple of turns there, I'm going to use a smooth metal tool and just do a little bit of work on the outside just to keep it compressed. I'm going to bring it up. Around that curve, not affecting the curve so much, but just, and then I've done it because I've got all the grooves from the serrated tool. Once I can see I've smoothed out all the grooves with the smooth tool, I know I've been all the way around. Just go with the bits of mist. There we go, and then I'm going to go, having gone up and down, I'm just going to go round and round and round a bit. pressing the top, and come away with that. Let me come to the top. So, a bit of a smoothness on the outside, a bit of a smoothness developing on the inside. What are we going to do next? Right, so let's keep going around with this tool, and what I'm doing now is just push, as I've got the curve of the tool, curve of the tool inside, I'm just using the palm of my hand to just form the top a little bit. Just keep gently working my hand around there. I'm hoping that the top of the pot will come round the tool. Come to the outside. So we're getting a bit of a, what's that shape? I don't know. What would you describe that shape as? Like a barrel shaped. Let's curve some of that bottom out. Should have plenty in the bottom so as not to find them hitting the metal banding wheel. It's a while since I've gone through the bottom of the pot. I tend to put that much clay on the bottom. So let's keep working this round. See if we can start to bring this clay out a little bit more. Not too much at the bottom. I think that's a mistake I just started to make there. Not too much at the bottom, because on a curve in the bottom I want my widest part to be halfway up, not at the bottom. So let's just see how we are doing. That more, yeah, that's a bit wider, I think. Just going to pause, and just need to plug in the battery charger.